how to use transcendental meditation for life, for business, and everything in between. So I get asked this a lot. What's the one thing that really changed your life? And it is this specific technique, meditation. And when I first heard it, I Googled it and I couldn't find it anywhere. I YouTubed it, I Googled it, like, how do I implement transcendental meditation? And it was like a cult. You couldn't find anywhere on what the technique actually is. So I'm going to do my best in these next 5 minutes to explain to you without a whiteboard how to actually implement this specific technique called transcendental meditation that absolutely transformed my life, because it completely stopped the chitter chatter, the monkey brain, and really had me like start hearing the downloads and the intuition and the guidance of the soul, and have me have the self-belief and the courage to actually execute the action. So here's the thing, right? When we look at our day-to-day life, on average, we have anywhere between 65,000 to 90,000 thoughts per day. Literally, every single day, chitter chatter, chitter chatter, chitter chatter, chitter chatter. And psychologists will tell us that 70% of these thoughts are either negative or redundant, right? And so our brain likes to conserve energy. It keeps thinking the same thing it kept on thinking yesterday, which is the hardest part about change. And so when we've got a head full of crap, a head full of thoughts that are not in alignment with what we're trying to create, and it's creating self-doubt and fear and worry and whatever else as society is programming and embedding into us, this makes it really hard for us to be in a state of presence and activated self-belief to actually follow through on our vision. And so I want you to think of right now, like your mind, we're in like the sea, and right now it's not too windy out there, but it's like I almost want you to think you're in the sea and there's like waves and it's turbulent. These waves are the surface level of your conscious mind. There's chitter chatter, chitter chatter, chitter chatter, 65,000 to 90,000 thoughts per day. And the key with transcendental meditation is to find a way to get into that space of nothingness, which I like to call the deep sea of consciousness. So when you think about it, if you're way out there in the sea and there's like waves and it's crazy and it's storming, if you're going down, 400 meters, 500 meters down into the depths of the sea, and let's say you pretend you're scuba diving, can you hear what's going up there? Absolutely not. You found stillness, you found quietness. All of a sudden, there's calm, there's serenity, there's oneness, there's connection, there's peace. This is the same with meditation. And I like to call this deep sea of consciousness the magic place, or your $1 million idea, because your $1 million idea is always you. It's the core of who you are. It's you, your core, your codes, you as a light being. You've just got to cut through the bullshit, which is at the top, and go down to the bottom. And how we do this is we find a mantra, or mantra, if you want to be Aussie about it. A mantra is a 2-word syllable that means nothing. So it can be aham, it can be I am, it can be aram, it can be whatever you want, all right? It doesn't have to sound Arabic, whatever you want to make up. And it's basically like this 2-word syllable that means nothing, that it's like going over and over and over again. And it's a focal point for your mind to focus on. I get asked a lot, do I say this out loud? No, you repeat it in your mind. Just like, it's almost like a pulse that keeps going over and over and over again. Now, here's the trick. Let's say you've chosen to say aham. So you're like, aham. Now you don't have to do this. You can sit whichever way you want, but I do like to sit up, because if I'm lying down, it tends to tell my brain that it's sleeping time. So aham. And then what will happen is this. There's this thing called NITS. NITS, N-I-T-S, and they stand for Ninja Interrupting Thoughts. And that's because they will try to interject you out of your way into the deep sea of consciousness. Mantra stands for vehicle of the mind. And it's basically a vehicle to get you down into the deep sea of consciousness that we talked about. But these nits will literally catch you before you get into that deep space of connectedness and oneness, because this is your ego trying to keep you safe and trying to keep you where you're at. Your ego doesn't like it when you meditate. And this is why so many people find resistance. And so the trick here is quite simply, have your mantra, repeat it in your mind. Have it as be a focal point. As soon as you're repeating it, and all of a sudden this nit comes along, and the nit will come along. And all of a sudden it's, am I doing this right? Oh shit, now I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got to pick up the kids. Am I doing this right? Oh, Alex's videos, it doesn't work. Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, what's happening? You're up in the waves again, and you've just gone back to thought. And that's okay. This is where most people give up. Your only job when that happens is to go back to the vehicle, the mantra. Down, 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 down. Nit jolts you out again. Oh, wow. Thought. As soon as you catch it, you're thinking again, back to your mantra. Down, 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 down. Now, even if you catch 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 2 seconds of that pocket of presence and oneness, this is where the wisdom of your heart flows, because the constant chitter chatter has stopped, and you feel that oneness with source energy, God, universe, everything, all that there is. And in this place, it is absolute bliss. Now, you may never get to this place, and that's okay. You might only experience 2 seconds of it. There's no such thing as a bad meditation. The only bad meditation is if you never try. And I want you to think of, even if you spend those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and all you do, thank you, all you do is in those 10 minutes, is this, you're literally releasing all the stress and chitter chatter that you're thinking. Think of it this way. You've just allocated 10 minutes to clear out all that chitter chatter, which means for the rest of your day, you've got a lot more space in your mind to allow for streams of consciousness, an idea and wisdom and your soul to speak to you, legend. I love you. Drop me a comment if you got value from this. Tag a friend if they've been asking how to do Transcendental Meditation. And yeah, let me know if there's any difference to the current meditation that you do. This absolutely transformed my life. I'm excited for you to implement. I love you. You got this. Tripod out. Mwah.